All right, it's Sunday, November 21st, 2021. We're at Poinsett State Park. We're gonna hike some of the trails. What?
There is markers for the Palmetto Trail, so
I didn't think we were doing the Palmetto Trail. Oh,
it's part of the
yeah,
Palmetto
okay,
Trail.
gotcha. So this is a little spill off the lake, but we're gonna do a portion of the Palmetto Trail called the
Sand Hills High Trail.
Sand Hills High Trail. Okay. There are several entrance points, but we decided to come down into the park and hike part of the park. What is this? Jack's Pond? Campbell's Pond?
I think it's called Campbell's Pond.
Something or other. But it is accessible. They have canoes for rent, kayaks, and fishing boats, and you can fish. I can tell you from experience that if it is windy, it is hard to control a boat on this lake or in this pond, because that wind will push you all over this little pond. Remember that?
Yeah, we need to come down and do the kayak. You get your own.
Yeah, I'm not getting in a kayak with you.
I'm not getting a kayak or a canoe with you either.
You got into a canoe with me on this lake once, on this thingy.
Yep.
But after the near death in the Nantahala River.
Yeah, right. It was all of like 10 inches deep.
Yeah, but almost had to take you out.
Yeah, and that was on our honeymoon.
Yeah, that old man's beard on that tree.
Sphagnum moss, right?
That's not sphagnum moss.
Not sphagnum moss? Is that the-
No, sphagnum moss grows on the ground. That is old man's beard. It looks like it would burn very readily, but it will not. Unless you let it dry out, it will not take a flame.
What they call an air plant.
Yes. It's actually, it looks gray and dried up and withered, but if you can get some in your hand, it's very succulent, actually. It's actually moist because it draws water from the air. You want me to go first?
Yeah, that way you can see the bridge.
Going first.
The back side of the...
It's another spillway off the pond. So Poinsett State Park, what year was Poinsett State Park made? I don't know either, but it was a Civilian Conservation Corps project, and it's built in the Manchester State Forest near Sumter.
I know the land was donated by a local family.
Yeah. There's a lot of hiking trails, biking trails. As a matter of fact, they have twice a year some sort of big mountain bike race and rally here. Has a very good campground, nice and quiet. It's not the greatest on amenities. The bathrooms are clean, easy to get to, but we've stayed in it several times.
They do have cabins for it.
They do have cabins. And there's a lot of very diverse forest land here. So if you look, there's the pond that we were down by earlier. We're a little farther down it and much higher in elevation. So this side of the park We're on the southern side.
Southeastern, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the southeastern side of the park. This side is very hilly. A lot of up and down terrain. Not very steep. In some cases, I mean, that's fairly steep right there. But I wouldn't call it mountainous, but it is very hilly. Yeah, on this side, the other side, the northern side, is a bit more flat.
It connects to the watery passage.
Yes. Yeah, the northwestern side is the watery passage side, and we've got a video up about the watery passage. We were at the far side from here on the watery passage. There's also some historical markers here. I don't know that we'll see them today, but there's an old cabin and a sawmill.
I like if we put these things up to block the bikers from being on the wrong trails.
Yeah, that's a hiking trail only, no bikes. That's why they have that up. So this trail that we're on currently is what is called the Coquina Trail, which is the shortest trail on the map.
I think so.
It's like a mile and a half. It's like a mile and a half loop. It's the easiest, shortest path or trail in the park. And here's one of the shelters. There's several inside the park. Somebody left their water bottle.
Huh.
It's unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
So we've reached the summit, so to speak, and you can see we're quite a bit higher in elevation than we were. We're on the back side of the pond, and it's oh, that was a red-tailed hawk, or red-tip hawk. Just see it?
No, I missed it.
But we're quite a bit higher in elevation. I mean, we're 120 feet higher than we were when we stopped, and we're probably a half, 3/4 of a mile up the trail. So it's pretty steep rise. Not very high, but there is a significant elevation change. It's pretty steep. I wouldn't want to fall down it. That's the cut through on the Coquina down there below us. This is the Hilltop Trail, right?
Yeah.
It's all part of the Palmetto Trail. It's nice this time of year because it's cooler. It's not 100. And that kind of sucks because all the leaves are laying on the ground. And you can't see what you're walking on. Look at those ferns down that slope. That was a big tree. There's a big old tree. Fell over. Okay, so now we're off the hilltop. We're still on the hilltop, headed towards the Knot Trail. So here's some of that old man's beard, and I'm not going to pull it down because this is alive, but it's gray colored, and it looks like it would be withered and dead and dry, but it's so moist and succulent.
Look at that tree up ahead that's just covered in it there.
Yeah, if you could feel that, you would see that there is no freaking way on this earth that you're going to get a spark to take in that. It looks like great tinder, but it's not. So don't ever use it. Oh yeah, there's a tree. There's a bunch of trees up there. Just covered in it. I don't know what purpose it serves. I have to research that.
Well, you can pack a wound with it.
Well, yes, you can pack a wound with it. Okay, so the knot trail goes off to the right, and the hilltop, which is the Palmetto Trail, goes to the left. It's very well marked here in the park. I'm really happy that they've got these trails really well marked. Even on the northern side, they're marked this way. Probably because of all the mountain bikers. They come blazing through here. You get turned around in a skinny second. If you decide to hike this in the fall. Oh, see that? Watch your step. Because not only are the roots hidden from view, but the leaves, as you just saw, make it very slippery on downslopes. So step wisely. So this tributary stream down below us, there's a pond at the eastern side of the park that runs, this tributary runs from that to the western side of the park, where the pond at the ranger's office is. So there's plenty of water. If you have a filtration system, plenty to drink in here. You just got to go down there and get it. A little stream down there. Look at that, how you can see that little stream that comes from that direction.
Yep.
And when it hits here, the water's fairly clear, except for where it comes out of that muddy stream head. You can see where it dumps silt in there. You see it?
Yep.
Pretty neat. And now we're getting off the hilltop trail and jumping on to the Laurel, headed west for the Palmetto Trail. And we've descended the hill, and we're now down here by the creek that we saw earlier from up top. I think there's a little footbridge up here too. Temperature change down here. It's amazing. We're, 60 feet higher in elevation, no water. Now we're 60 feet lower with a stream, and it's noticeably cooler.
Yeah,
it's a sandy bottom.
Look how clear it is.
Yeah, it's very clear. But it's like me, it has a sandy bottom.
Not gonna touch that one yet.
I have a sandy bottom. Look at that big old tree right there.
That's a big old, that looks like a cottonwood.
Yeah, it's dead. Well, no, maybe not.
It's not dead. They just...
It looks like it's dead. The leaves are all gone off of it.
Oh, November.
Yeah, but it's still 65 degrees out here.
Doesn't matter.
Ooh, we're on a bridge.
I know.
Why does it have this wire on it, I wonder?
Give you traction, maybe? Keep it from being slick?
I don't know. You want something to drink? I got my Grail. I'll get us some fresh stream water.
No, thank you. I'm carrying water right now, so I don't need
Well, I'm carrying water too, but would you rather have out of the tap water or
at this point,
fresh stream?
we have our well water.
It's true. Oh, look at that little hollyberry.
Yep.
I hope the camera's getting that little hollyberry right there.
Yep.
So I'm going to go off-road for a second here when we get right up here, because I think hogs We're digging around down in here. That's a piece of cane right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's fairly fresh too. Ow, that stings. A thorn on there. Look at that. That's fresh too. I mean, within a day or two. But it's amazing how they can dig all that up with their nose.
There's quite a problem around here.
Yeah, they're amazing animals though. Everybody thinks they're defenseless, but I tell you what, they are not. Especially the males. If they have, you know, 4 or 5 inch razor tusks on the side of their face, they'll gut you like a pig.
That's because they fish.
They'll gut you like a fish. Yeah, they're not defenseless. They're quite mean and quite heavy. Okay, so the bowline goes to the low knot, and the Laurel Trail continues on, which is, again, there's the Palmetto Trail marker. So we're following the Laurel. That might be why they call it the Laurel Trail.
You think?
Don't touch that. Or that. Yeah, that's not a very good section. It's a little ticklish through here, so be careful, dear. I mean, we are right on the water. That's moving out. That's not sluggish. It is moving out. So, a set of stairs and boardwalk will take you back to the road, which is right down there. However, we're going to continue up the Laurel path because it's the Palmetto Trail. All right, watch your step. I can't believe this section of the trail has gotten in such disrepair. I mean, I imagine it's a lot of erosion happening and stuff, but it's in fairly rough shape. Okay, we're at another trail pass. So the Laurel Trail continues that direction. And that would be the knot. So we'll go that way, unless you want to continue down the Laurel. So we've decided, after a brief discussion, to turn back and get off the Palmetto Trail and go down the Laurel Trail, since we've never done the Laurel Trail, and see where it ends up. I think it takes us to a shelter that's down by the entrance road. The Palmetto Trail eventually ends up there too, but it goes up and around a hill and some other stuff. But I think the Laurel Trail is a bit more direct. Oh, that's got some depth to it down there. I mean, it's not real deep, but, you know, 3 feet. There's a lot of water running through there.
We're never getting pictures of me crossing it.
Okay. So yeah, the Palmetto Trail actually comes across the road that direction. There's a shelter, a little day shelter down there.
So we're gonna go on the splice now.
You want to just walk down the road?
Yeah, I wanna go on the splice.
Okay, so we're taking the splice. We're splicing this trip together. It's the back side of the cabins that you can rent. There's 8 of them?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's 8. So this is the road to the cabins.
Campground.
Is it the campground road?
I think this is the campground road. Cabin road was back there, I bet, I thought.
Yeah,
I don't know.
whatever. Something. No, because there's the pay box. This is the cabin road.
Okay.
The campground is a little farther down, right?
Yep.
That, boys and girls, is fat lighter. You break a piece of that off and smell it. It smells like turpentine. Here, smell it.
He says so the woman has no sense of smell.
I said that to the camera.
Can't smell
You
it.
can't smell it. It smells like pine saw, turpentine.
No.
It's fat lighter. That's a big old piece of it too. Probably goes 3 or 4 feet in the ground. Those of you not from South Carolina will pay quite a bit of money for that in a store. It literally grows on trees around here. Okay, well here's the whippoorwill, which we've hiked once before. Well, part of it. But we're gonna do the splice. Because we're splicing this trip together. Right?
Yep.
Notice there's a lot more pines over here on the northern side than there is on the south side. What? Oh yeah.
Look at the size of that thing.
That's a fig leaf. It's got holes in it. That's the road to the campground.
Yep.
We just crossed it. Goes up to the campground. It looks like we're approaching the parking lot. And we'll go to one of the picnic tables and have some lunch. All right. Here we are back at the parking area and Ranger Shack. We started way over there. You can barely make out the bridge that we crossed to go across that creek. And go over here to this little picnic shelter. Break out our accoutrements and whip up some food.